Mendra Lagani Adayami Sanje Chudan Soji Chona La Chanju Badu Dani Jas Dagi Chijin Jive Sonan Jendra La Benji Sanje Sho Sanje Chudan Soji Chona La Chanju Badu Dani Jas Dagi Chijin Jive Sonan Jendra La Benji Sanje Sho Sanje Chudan Chiji Chona La Chanju Badu Dani Jas Dagi Chijin Jive Sonan Jendra La Benji Sanje Bajo La Dan La Meme Damian Ji On Bodan Jajin La So Choju Chola So Wache Bana Sanje Sumbara De Jin De Juru Teta Ji De Me Chen Jin De Re Ji Ji Re Tiwe Jajin De Re Jesa Re De Ju Bo Tin Je Che Ba Ta La Chodu Te Jin Kuwai Diwe La Ben Jasan Jajun Se Yin Me De Ambe Tani Le Wa Tu La Tu We Sun Nye Ji Na Mo La Yi Ka Dan Lu Dan De Jin Ke Tu Bun Da Da Mi Ka Na Dwa Gun Ne Na Nam Chi San Ba Tam Je Ke Do Da Gi Che Den Do Ola So Tare Da Gi Tan Jo Ji Den San Bo Len Ji Tu Bi Ka Di Ko We Ne La Ma Je Wa Ma Gen Sim Je Tam Je Ko We Ne Na Dung Sum Ji Nyam Da Ba Din Na Ni Du Ko We Dung Len Ra We Chi Du Ro We San Je Ji Kong Ba Rin Bo Je Jin Ne Jiang To Ba Cha Di Shi Du Ro Di Ba Chun Bi Che Sen Yan Bi Le Wa Gu No Le Sa Da De Le Wa Sen Ba Ra Shu.
So now, as before, we should set our motivation for listening, and we should think as follows. At present, I've achieved this excellent human life in a world endowed with leisure and fortune to be able to practice. And it's essential that at this moment I don't be attached to the things of the world, worldly pleasure and such, but rather that I think about achieving freedom from suffering, and not only that I do that for myself, but that I think that all other sentient beings who have been my mothers are suffering, tormented by different kinds of suffering, and in order to free them from that suffering, it's necessary that I, as quickly as possible, achieve perfect Buddhahood. In order to do that, then I'm going to listen to this teaching on the Mahayana Dharma.
Oh yeah. Da kasura kasan shuwa na shen chani. Ani shokun jo sheba tela. Da zawa la, zawa diwa. Zawa tela, shokun jo kanchi re se ga la. Tange ma shop zu shi sha ina. Zawa tela tangpo do tenpa tela. Kanshi yume ma yi, yume le shen tu yang. Da ba men ni nge zi tang de so so rang ge ri shan wa. Chime yi se yu shen nang de, ni ma gu ka sa san je gu, chime yi se yu shen nang de, cha ba dang. Chime yi se yu shen nang de. Yo, chime yi se yu shen nang de, mi ba gu la cha ba dang, si ra. Dang da ra rin nang ba juan za, tam je ni ma te la du se de gi. Da di gi tun da ka ri sha ba re, sen la chu gun jo la yuan den jie yu wa chi che. 是吧？原点节给那呢，唐波三都没比原点谁的啦？真的他，真的的有都个用我的，唐波的是吧？看上去的差了的，看是原面蚂蚁原面来线土壤是吧？三都没比原点的啦，那是个树木线的，是吧？反正三都没比现在了，我树木也比那呢，他西都三都没把进。 咱都给接都买不起，俺那说让大把钱哇，钱那个哪是可能送不下去过的，是吧？呀。
So we're first going to review a little bit of what was taught yesterday about the Dharma jewel, and this is in the root text summarized in verse 9, which in the translation we're using here says, "Obeisance to the Son of excellent doctrine, non-existent, not existent, not existent and non-existent, not analyzable as other than existent and non-existent, devoid of description, known by oneself individually, quiescent, undefiled, illumined by the light rays of exalted wisdom, and thoroughly destroying desire, hatred, and adoration with respect to all objects of observation." So the first of these, in which it describes the inconceivable, and in verse 10 then begins the listing and discussion of the 8 qualities here. And the first of these is that it's unthinkable, in verse 10 says, because it's unthinkable because of being, verse 10, unthinkable without 2, without conceptions, pure, clear, and antidotal. Those 3 subsequent qualities describe the unthinkable aspect of the Dharma jewel.
아니 가서래 또그 무시 삼도 매봐 세대당 다제게 다시 세대 전달해 주들래 거 말이 다제지 다시 저
So then the first of these where it says it's not analyzable in terms of the 4 different extremes here. That description of it being unthinkable means that it can't be understood through logic in this way.
먼저 지식이 안에 다제나라 다제라 소외 타시단자와 다음에 별랑신 동반이도 줄 세도와 어디기 타시세 대당 또고 로이 타시삼도 매바서야 돼 전다 질레고 말해.
So then also in the jikche dake
다지게나라 다제라 소외 타시단자와 다제라 소외 타시단자의 최선자 동반이도 줄 타시도가
in the self-generation of Vajrabhairava, then it explains where you say that it's separate from these 4 extremes, of the 4 extremes, and then out of that it dissolves into emptiness and then arises out of that. That's referring basically to the same 4 extremes here that are negated.
다디 가서 주어야돼 앉아지 주어야되지나 예배타 쓰리까라 강시 예바 members 강시 예배타 쓰나 장신지 예배타 매배타 쓰나 때내 매배타 스탄이체 라 근데 타 숨바되나 장신지 매바당 때내 매바 이가 예배타 라 다테니 숨바되라 장신지 예바야 마인바 때내 매바야 마인바 이가 마인바 장신지 주베타.
These 4 extremes are referring to things existing by their own essence or by their own intrinsic existence. And so the first of these is that it's not non-existent, meaning that it's not existent. It doesn't exist the first of these, if you count it as existence, it's not existent. That means it's not existent by inherent existence or existent by its own essence. The second one, not non-existent, refers to it not being completely non-existent, not totally non-existent. The third of these, it's not existent or non-existent, means that it's neither existing by way of its own essence or completely non-existent. It's not neither of those as well. And then the fourth of these is that it's not in any kind of state other than those 2 kinds of being not inherently existent and totally non-existent. It doesn't exist as an extreme existing other than those two extremes.
일단 다 타시 있을까라 타시고 긴장 거리에 있으나 타스나 아니 로베 인기 남셔리 배가나라 타는 세단 주자당 녀당 초당 매바 라우 스테니 남셔리 배나 뜻소하 인기 타세디 다 주사되라 아니 세비타 타니 세당 녀비 초당 아니 양 매비 초라 소와 다 주사신 게 내지샤요와데 다 대리나 타세라 세니 강도 탈라송 세가라 차양 그 탈라송스나 강도 송나 세자라 주네 강도 송나 짐바바 풍월 주비 탈라 아니 세비 탈라 타 시가라 니가데 강도 송나 짐바부 송아 주와 타시오 가론도 주어지나 짐바부 송아 주와 인장 안에 디 타스들라치고 말해 제가 보서 송아오 송아 탄이 세당 세비탄
세바탄
바세니 단 송아지와로
so then in the it's the explanation of Namche Ripa. There's a work by Vasubandhu, which is I'm not remembering the title here, in Tibetan Namche Ripa, and in that he gives an explanation of the meaning of extreme, in which he gives several different alternatives, but the key meaning of the term extreme here is that it's a kind of it's like a limit or edge beyond which if one goes, then one will fall into some kind of fall into that extreme. It's a limit beyond which if you go, you'll fall into the extreme. So it's la the tadi 강도 sunna
송아 보송아죠 짐바 보송아죠 다 가르르서나 랑시 타 시우들 소나 랑시지 추와지나 짐바 보송아죠.
Here the term extreme or end limit is used in the sense of it's defined as something which if you grasp onto it, it will cause you to fall. It will make you fall.
그래서 대이상 다 된다. 예 관심 예매 많이 예매 내신 투양 다바민이 제 대체 다바민이 스터디 내지 당자 세대 아니다 고 근데 라신남다 다 고된 등이오데 내지 당자 세 제제게 자당 도배 제주 조위 수지 좀 도바민 바데 셔거 말에 내지 당자 세
then so this quality meaning that it cannot be investigated in terms of these four extremes. That's the first one there, and then the second one is that it's devoid of any definition. It's devoid of any kind of defining definition or defining word.
제주의 자당 도배 제주 조위 수지 도바 제주 아니 제주 조와당 도주 조위 수지 도바 멤버데 대체.
This means that it cannot be understood by means of some kind of words which express it, and it cannot be understood by thought, which is derived from language.
어디니 가서 응애들 탄자 소소란 게 시바 세대게 아니 전담 덴바데 냠샤 소소란 게 리바 차와 인지 아니 니나 젠지 아니 시와 게 리바 차와 마인바 세대 어떻게 거래 소소란 게 가서 어디 응애들 탄자 소소란 게
So then the next quality there is saying that it's understood by oneself individually, or intuitively. What that refers to there is that it's only understood in the context of meditative absorption, in which it's only understood in the context of meditative absorption, in which the dual appearance has disappeared and dissolved.
당다라리 남바 좀자 탐진님만 대라 뒤 사대티 다티고 온비 오기 타바다 사와당 임비연대대 된 거야 이 말이야. timmy and then you say queen that me but queen like chabatang said the samotomba nidi and it chijan tamjela chavata. Danda rari number from the tamjin mandela do say gana and lamdi casa number lamdi and that end zamba and the castle tabata sawata nimbi and then the tanguari.
So then in the verse 10 where it explains that it's pure, that it's clear, and that it's an antidote, that is expressed in the second two lines of verse 9, in which it says that the stainless, the light rays of verse 9, known by oneself, the verse in undefiled, illumined with the light rays of exalted wisdom, and thoroughly destroying desire, hatred, and obscuration with respect to all objects of observation. This is referring to the true path, which is then expressed also in the second line of verse 10, where it says pure, clear, and an antidote.
Oh yeah, that didn't do thank Chuji then, that Java Shabatella, and it's some name Domeki, Tasanin be Choniki, Kanshi Kangi Gender, Deni Teni Gender, Sandu Meba, Serigana, and it Togo Sandu Meba, Tashi Sandu Meba. Nizu Meba, Serigana, Leni Jiriba, Leni Jiriba Meba. Ani toba meba se kana chumi yiki namba toba meba se same ime tome.
So then the first verse then in the first two lines summarizes the true cessation, and the second two lines of verse 9 summarize true path, and then verse 10 and so forth. So this verse 9 then is the abbreviated explanation of dharma, and then the verse 10 and so forth are the expanded explanation of that same thing. So then the first line of verse 10 where it says it's unthinkable without the two, and let's see, unthinkable without the two and without conception. Those are expressing the qualities of the true cessation.
Yes, I.
Younger.
Yeah, go so. Some do meba said,
oh, some do meba. So the unthinkable here is again referring to the the way someone who's involved in logic construes things as existing in one of the four extremes. It's not thinkable in any of those ways, any of those four extremes. And then it's not being dual, not having the two. Then the not being two refers to it not having any form of the mental afflictions or karma. And then unthinkable in the last quality there, or not being without conception in the translation, refers to not being ascertained or being devoid of any of the kinds of mistaken judgments that reify things and reify true existence.
Tasa nyumbi choni ji serikala taba saide lamjing yende shagwa tesumbote lamjing o ani kaso leni jiribe taba lamjing o leni jiriba da mandreo ma taba se right mandreo taba tas sa lamjingo ledan yamo yani chiripa mandrewana taba
then
lamjingo
then where it says then the defining the nature of the true path is expressed in the first word of second line of verse 10 where it says pure, and that means it's devoid of lenyun ki takpa.
nani chiripa taba mandrewa taba
because it's not mixed with any of the disturbing emotions or the mental afflictions or karma, therefore true path is pure.
아니 다사 사와 치다와당 진입박 도바.
Then clear, where it says clear here, it means that true path is understanding jitawa as things as they are and things in their diversity. It understands those two.
사와 치다와라 체마. 아니 냠보 세데 아랑그 미디쇼 그 냠보 체바나. 그렇죠? 아니 냠보 임비엔데 스타트.
And then when it is said to be an antidote, that refers that it functions as an antidote to any of the things that are contrary to it.
오야, 다디오라 가시강라 차자와 데니체니 젠데 체 시도와 강라 차자와 강시 제가나 강시라 차바단 차와 과den기 여전체 강기 차바단 차와 대체바데 남대지 현대체 강시 강라 차자와 데니체니 젠데 젠니체 세가나 강라 차바단 차요 과den기 연대데 전단 된바 강기 차바단 차와를 제비 남대지 연대데 군도 된바.
So then the last two lines of verse 10 express where it says that which is devoid of attachment, and that by which one is it is devoid of attachment. The first of these refers to true cessation, which is ultimate truth, and the second one, that by which one becomes free of attachment, it refers to the true path, which is conventional truth. And then the last line says Dharma has those two characteristics, the two truths, ultimate truth and conventional truth.
차라니 고바나 남기 덴바 타기 쉬위 보름 신도 세가나 대숨숨 세가나 차라니 세를 칸라 차바단 자와 강기 차바단 자위 연대니 오데 아니 고바단 남된 그 연대 제라 대라 아니 연대 숨숨 채 연대 숨숨 지르차.
So then verse 11 then explains how the true cessation and true path are explained in terms of the in sequence. Each has three sets of qualities that one should understand that, and the verse there is saying this being free of attachment and that by which the truth of the path are explained as each having three qualities in sequence.
강실에 차발란 차와 아니 가서를 연년 숨숨 지체 뒤가나 가나 차바단 차야위 고단지 연년당 강실에 차와 강기 차바단 차와 지금 연년이 년백이 연년 제투시 말이 그럼 다시 숨숨 기든도 강기 차바단 차위 연년당 강라 차바단 차위 강라 차바단 차와의 집이 연대당 강라 차바단 차위 연대니 님nem비 연대제.
So then 공다
강라 차바단 차와스나 고den로와 강 차바단 차바단 차지의 수레스나 남대로와.
So this is summarizing then at the end there where it says that which is devoid, which is separated from attachment, devoid of attachment, referring to true cessation itself, and that by which one is separated from attachment, the true path. Those two themselves are counted as qualities, and thus are combined with the two sets of 3 that have been enumerated to produce the total of 8. So then the qualities then are enumerated and explained again in verse 12, where the quality of being unthinkable is explained by being unanalyzable or undeterminable. In here is again referring to that through logic, that this true cessation cannot be determined through logic as existing within any of the 4 extremes. And then where it says, then the quality of being inexpressible, that refers to that it cannot be expressed by means of language, and that and the way language expresses things, So the quality of being inexpressible here refers to ultimate truth, not being able to be fully, completely expressed by means of language, and that likewise it cannot be fully, completely understood by means of thought. So then the quality of being having to be understood individually or realized intuitively is that it is expressed by in the second line of verse 12, where it says, because it is known by the Aryans. And they're referring to how Aryas understand ultimate truth in the meditative equipoise. So therefore, when the way it's understood intuitively or individually by an Arya's gnosis of meditative equipoise is without any kind of dual appearance. That is, that the dual appearance has dissolved or set.
Oh yeah.
So where it says then it's It's unthinkable because of it being understood by the Arya that expresses the unthinkable quality of it, and then it being shini, peaceful. Shini.
시원이들 된도 고된데 아니 이나 그 저와 시와 된진 그 저와 시와랑 시와니 세지만 그때 sab년에 두고 말해 견대는 나라
So it being peaceful here is a property of the true cessation. It's not counted separately, but it has to do with all of the conceptual elaborations and dual appearance have been pacified. Then where it says without the two, again referring to the absence of karma and mental afflictions.
신이님의 도매대 되게 고된 그 연대선 보지 삼니 다소숨니 이신노 세가라 아니 타바 람용오라 아니 래닝중 지리바기 만들바 타바 싸워치다와다 지내바 르바 아니 랑그 미딘치 기념보 좀발 챙게 오다 님이 빼던데 저어데 남전에 그 빼잖니 탐진이 못해라 뒤세기 다소숨니 이신노
So then, and then where it says the three qualities of purity, it's purity and so forth. Those are referencing the three properties of the path of true path, are like a sun. So that is saying that. So again, that it's pure is that the nature of the path is devoid of any kind of karma and mental affliction. And then the clarity is that it understands things as they are and things in their plurality or diversity. And then again, the antidote, it being an antidote, is that it functions as an antidote for any of the things that are contrary to it.
Oh yeah, that is it. That 되게 가서래 최근적에 ten이 다 도스 가상 내한테 자고나 돌아 마도스 지샤이라 가상직 진짜로. So
that's we just reviewing what we went over yesterday in the root text of the Uttaratantra, and that finishes the Dharma jewel.
Oh yeah, that 되게 다 고된기 근데 고된 그 고비 때문에 연대셔야 되라. 와가지고 요나 고된 그 연대사 해야 되라. 숨바 고된 그 연대셔야 되라. 다 도시 송구하래. 가서 양 타진나 신천이 군조선배 연대셔야 되간라. 도된 그 수지 셔버지당 아니 제와 셔버 그 소지 니 요나네. 是吧? 나고 덤덤데 되와. 샘대랑 신여 사관은 니몽 오 메세베. 是吧? 간다 조건 담에 다시 양다 돈에 탐제라. 저위 산제 기술 스바 처만 매비 롱아와. 是吧? 삼제 남다 타야 이些原来 대라 찾아뒤 세티기다 도된 그 주지 된 거래. 是吧?
So then, with regard to the Sangha jewel is explained in the same manner as have been done with the previous two jewels. That is, there's a verse 13 here, which gives the summation of it, and then the qualities of it are summarized, and then the qualities are elaborated upon in subsequent verses with a more explanation. And verse 13 here is translated in this translation as obeisance to those who, having thoroughly realized the limit or quiescence of selflessness in all transmigrators, through perceiving the non-inherent existence of the entities and of the afflictive emotions due to the natural clear light of the mind, perceive perfect Buddhahood as a residing in all, to those whose intelligence is unobstructed and who are endowed with the sight of exalted wisdom that has as its objects purity and an infinity of sentient beings. So that's in this translation.
최군조 대라 가상에게 최군조라 쌈도 매발라 소비 연된 계단 댐비 아니 파주기 냠장 댐바 최군조 그 생이샤나 양 스가서 최군조서 조치왕 잡아 인장 최군조라 쌈도 매발라 소비 연된 계보당 댐베 아니 고구마레스 와 가상 당고 주어봐 최군조 인간 연된 계단 민간 요아레스
주kontrol
인간 연된 계단 미denke
주kontrol 인kin 연된 계단
미denke
menden게
요아레스 당고자 봐.
So when we previously when we explained the Dharma jewel and we listed those 8 qualities, it's not necessary that a instance of the Dharma jewel possess all 8 qualities. There are those that possess all 8 and those that do not possess all 8.
대가산 자위바 티바 숨지 통람 파제 매람데 아니 람데레 딱티 라랑 그 통방 근원에 파제 매람데 통방 마방 바인상 고된딘이 톱주리 고된마도 바 인상 고된 기연대의 된거 말이야. 좋아. 고된 숨이 고지 something about so and then taking on a tambosin with godan and then what did that then go
just as we explained yesterday in any of the 3 paths of the Shravaka, Pratyeka Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, in the initial phase of the path of seeing, the uninterrupted path, you have the true path aspect of the Dharma jewel, but you don't have the true cessation part of the Dharma jewel.
Oh yeah. That then I say Chinese and then the Gasuyan, Kundukujotella, Kandu Gugore, Yang Telayang, Ritroji and then Jatan Dambas, Ribatan Troy and then Jatan Dambas. Ribatan Troy and then Jatan Damba Kundukunjokla, Sungu already, Telayang, Tashinyake. 군두군주 라샤바나 가서 최군주 라샤바나신 삼도 매발라서 연된 예보 가run단 댐바 최군주 라샤바나신 전에 단단 리가 소양 초위 연된 예보 가루 리바단 초위 연된 예보 가run단 댐바데 군두군주 라샤가래 리바단 초와스나 고된 연대리 라 리바단 초와스나 레니 지르발라 초와들라 고된라와 니몸바
draw konda So likewise, in terms of the Sangha jewel, they're explained here as having the qualities that are enumerated in this verse and will be explained in detail below. And these can be subdivided roughly into knowledge and liberation, a kind of a knowledge part of it, awareness part of it, and a liberation part of it. And it's nevertheless possible that you have a Sangha jewel which has, say, the first part of these good qualities, but not the other part of the good qualities.
다 대신도 대인상 군두군조라 리로지 연된 계단미 댐뱀 아니 가서 내 계단 댐버지 미고어데 다 다시 나신체니 그러와 티바 숨지 통방그 원인 줄에 댐비 가사대 그러와 원인 파제멜라 줄에 댐비 티바 숨지 통람 파제멜람데 라 파제멜람 통집 통람 파제멜람 바데 가르레에서나 가르 대요 말에 통람 파제멜람 데 마배 연대 초회 연대의 대야 말에 그 고된 토야 말아와 어디리 초회 연대의 대야 말에 리비 연대의 대야 말에 연다 리조지 연대 예보 가룬 때마지고 계단 때마고 말해.
So then, therefore, by the way we understand the Dharma jewel as not necessarily having to have all 8 qualities present to be a Dharma jewel, the same thing would then apply to a Sangha jewel, person that is. And here it's referring to, say, if we take, for example, again, a person who has entered into the path of seeing, they would have the knowledge portion of the good qualities of a Sangha jewel, but because they haven't achieved a true cessation yet, they wouldn't have the liberation qualities of a Sangha jewel. So the Sangha jewel then is a person that has at least some portion of these good qualities.
Oh yeah, that is 이쪽 연된 계공을 손디 잠바 안에 도dengue 주중을 손디 가나 안에 그 장가대 오마데 내라에서리 그래와 기타 진에 난게리 이시스바 타비치 너네 치미죠 가서 이시스바 담메지 담메인데 탄된지 세조래 와 기타 기타와다 진이버리 비엔데 야 나르비 소 나르바다 소소 나르비 연대제 숨체.
So then, this is if we go through the way in which these qualities are enumerated in the verses that follow individually, then we'll be able to understand them more easily in the way they're expressed in the summation verse. So in the 14th verse, it says, because the way it's translated here in that translation is, because the perception of their internal exalted wisdom, of the mode and of the varieties is pure, the community of irreversible intelligent ones is endowed with unsurpassed quality. The translation may not be exactly the way we're doing it here. The explanation is that if we take the 6 as being so the first line then of verse 14 explains the 3 knowledges, three knowledges, and this is the knowledge of the things as they are, the ultimate nature of things, the knowledge of the diversity of things, and then and it says the inner knowledge that refers to the individual realized or intuitive aspect of this knowledge. So here it says that this gnosis which sees purely the things as they are, the diversity of things, and sees them intuitively intuitively is pure. The purity there is referring to this gnosis and its vision being purified of the the 3 kinds of obstacles here that are that this gnosis is purified of refers to the obscurations, which are mental afflictions. That's expressed later in the verse as by attachment, and then the second one is obstruction.
토비 두바디 톡습 세대 시작. 아니 가서래 시작 시와라 시작 담정 무슨도 시와라 파도 잡아. 그러와 즉반 하신자니. 치료기 유통하라 즉박이 림니 아니 미동안 하신자니. 아니 시작 탐제 내니 그때 시작 탐제 아니 배 라디 동무숨도 즉반 하신 시와라 파도 잡아 인상 So
then the second one is expressed as being an obscuration, which is an obstruction. Obstruction here, and what this is referring to is the obscurations which prevent the achievement of omniscience. So these kinds of obscurations are obstructions just similar to the way that a wall prevents you from seeing things which are beyond it. These kinds of obscurations prevent one from seeing all of the totality of the conventional and ultimate truths.
아니 chanju 그 semje와데 인지 sem부 je와라 파도 je지 인바 인상 지당 코란 반자 말에데 키진기 남라데데 반자 인바 인상 멤벨티바 시과데.
The third kind of obscuration is not a how to say it is not a kind of definitively defined as an obscuration in terms of the first two obscurations. It's not that type of obscuration, but it's referring here to a kind of obstacle which is to be overcome by bodhisattvas on the bodhisattva path. And it refers to the wish to achieve liberation for oneself alone, specifically, which is overcome in progressing through the stages of the bodhisattva path. So those are the third. These three are then that we've mentioned are the just mentioned listed are the qualities of knowledge, and then come the qualities of liberation.
Oh yeah, that 연된 제쇼도 두 사고를 리뷰한데 숨 안에 가서 담보 숨보대 제 아니 치마숨을 제 아니 조율 연된다 리뷰한데 시작이가나 아니 연된 제 두 사고를.
So then once we've gone through the three qualities of liberation, and then the two categories, we get 8 again.
Oh yeah. 나 되네 너된 거 주지 땡당데 다 간지지래잖아 샘제랑신 여사가나 니몽하고 메시베
로겐디 로덴치 미도페쪽
너네 치미 도비서로서는 밥에 가사 로단 댐바 당고스 디제와 탄데시데 온 거래 너네 치미 도바서 껍질
로덴
군두군조라 밥에 가사다 군두군조니 직발해 그러와 밥에 가사 군두군조라 밥에 가사 연고그래 밥에 가사이나 군두군조 연고래 다갑디 귤라미기 감내 댐베기 아니 밥에 가사를 군두군조 대라 런던 치민도 비초 세디 아니 치민도 비다 토바 시간라 네갑지 치민도 비다 토하잖아 마찬가 아니 사제바 토바지고 그래 사제바 토디 잠바 아니 팀에 이제 그 삼방 온주와 좀 고갑 샤버리 고갑 탐제 좀 말해 그러나
고갑
좋아 사제바 토디 잠바 옌지 초람네 인지 전부 제디 갈라 팀에 이제 그 삼바데 여다요 말에데 팀에 이제 그 삼방 온주와 좀 고갑 샤버리 좀 구매해 말해 봐
So then the subsequent qualities here are going to be explained later, but just to list them, because they're referring to a person because of having intelligence, because of and the community of those who are irreversible, and possessing the unexcelled good qualities. These three qualities here refer to the liberation side. And the second of these, the irreversible quality, refers to the community of those who are irreversible. This is referring specifically to the bodhisattvas on the 8th stage, 8th, 9th, and 10th stages, because in that in that phase of the path, there's not even any residue or slight possibility of the arising of any kind of interest in liberation for oneself alone. Even if you go back to earlier on the path, to the path of accumulation, bodhisattvas on that phase also have developed great compassion and the intention to achieve Buddhahood, the higher aspiration to achieve Buddhahood, so that they've effectively they've gotten so that they've stopped interest in achieving their own liberation from becoming manifest and active within them, but they haven't eliminated all of the propensity towards that kind of wish to achieve liberation. That happens later on the path.
파자다 잡았으나면도 누가 타다 좀 봐 인장 아니 사제바들 텐다 디가도 로바 침이도 써야 돼 아니 사제바니 지당 침이도 봐 써야 돼 다토야 돼 안보 넘보이나 저람 그냥 가라 토야 안보 등을이나 통람 그냥 가라 토게 안보 두이나 아니 권람 그냥 가라 토야 림바들이 요아래 So
the sign of irreversibility, the bodhisattva on the 8th bhumi, 8th stage, has completely eliminated all of the any kind of propensity together with the seeds together with the propensities for the arising of interest, a kind of wish to achieve individual liberation, such as taught in the Shravaka path. But even earlier, in the earlier phases of the path, the bodhisattvas develop the ability to stop this kind of interest or wish to achieve individual liberation from becoming manifest within themselves. The three types of bodhisattvas, whether they're the Wambo Numboyana, Tsoklam. So if one the bodhisattvas of the sharp type, they achieve it, the most intelligent type, they achieve it on the path of preparation. And those of the intermediate ability or faculties achieve it on the path of seeing, and then those of duller faculties, the dua. Then those of duller faculties get rid of this this manifest form of the wish to achieve individual liberation on the path of meditation after the path of seeing.
가서 대화다 다단다 되게 연전 시호대 대통 땡기도와 시다 신년 나그리 이시스 바 타비치 런던 침 가서 라면 연전 탄대니 런던 침이 또 비서 세가 다 장가의 뒤선 청사체 봐 그래서 시다 신년 나그리 그래서 시다 신년 나그리 이시스 바 타바 세대 차도 매수 두바체 So
this, the verse 14 there enumerates the 6 three categories of three types of good qualities that pertain to the knowledge, and then the three types of three qualities that pertain to liberation, and this just enumerates them, and then together with the two categories makes the 8.
Oh yeah, that is that got the. 심기랑 신여 사회는 니몽고 메세베 간다 조건 담에 타시 양다端에 탐제라 세디게 다 된다 두스 마 두스 되는 순거래是吧 다 루디라 디데버든 데다 쇼아
So then what we're going to do is this enumeration of the qualities, then they're explained in more detail down below. But first we take the first 2 lines of verse 13 and take that as the basis for explanation. And here the verse 13 says that mind, because it's naturally luminous or clear light, by seeing that it's without, that the mental afflictions are without essence, those who, having understood all of those who have understood, properly understood, that all beings are devoid of the 4 extremes and selfless.
就说我一张当然的其他话说的可能没给这些给这话的咱娘都牙钱了带的来了是吧因张其他话是个那了看着就是个人是那我了嘛对不对咱吧主要是为圈内都多的其他你太阳主要是为圈内都多的其他你太阳我天天送把那些钱呢主要是话 아니 강사다 풍부인 뒤위 좋아서는 강사 좋아를 주세 좋아서와 강사다 풍부 뒤위 좋아 랑신지 시위 춘이 랑신지 시위 춘이 아니데 강사다 최 랑신지 동방 오순도 도비 이시대래 텔레스가리 좋아 시위 춘이도 또지 지단와니니 지단와니도 세가라 가도 돌드나 강사당 최 랑신 매방 무슨도 또비 아니 이시대 아니 지다와도 지다와를 빌러래
So then the first quality, that is knowledge of things as they are, that is seeing seeing ultimate truth as it is. Here's expressed in the first 2 lines of verse 15, where it says, because of understanding sentient beings as having the nature of peace, it's called as they are, seeing things as they are. Jitawa.
Jitawa Tony Bakasa.
So this Jitawa Kron Tony.
Tony wasn't the Toby Yishite, Jitawa wasn't Toby.
So then where it says as they are, that term refers to emptiness itself, and the gnosis or knowledge which understands things as they are is the gnosis which directly realizes or understands emptiness.
因此，到呢，其他我手把天啊，你看着了在那穷啊，就看了在那穷啊的，是啦，就你来见那结果的，就你我的看是的，是啦，我了嘛些地干了，你们的让心看是让心今年用大钱，你们的呢三十多，是，他那一个，这话是为去年都多些其他班，其他玩意多，是吧？ 让身体呢用到的，你们的呢三十多，三个，但就你我的结果的，我不到 야 데니야 라기야다.
So the two causes for the arising, for the occurrence of this kind of gnosis that understands things as they are enumerated in the last two parts of verse 15, where it says, because of being pure by nature, naturally pure, totally naturally pure, and because the mental afflictions are extinguished from the beginning. Those two lines express the two causes of the gnosis which realizes things as they are. So the first of these, the mind, which because of seeing that the mind is naturally completely pure. So this natural purity, which it sees then, is the emptiness of the mind, and because of being empty, it's naturally pure. So seeing that is the first of these causes.
Nyumondone sajiro sedegi ani nyumomba demane tomane ani rashinji session ani matuba toba tobishiro sikwad.
Well, and then the last line of verse 15 says, because of being the mental afflictions being extinguished primordially or from the beginning, this refers to this nature of the disturbing emotions as being from the from beginninglessness being extinguished.
Oh yeah,
and by seeing that, it sees that.
That day, don't think it's with Shanna to say, Raw, no matter the journey. That Javashana Tagari, Yanjoji Shell, she was there, tell us Shitawa. Yaba ngusum do sebanini draw shivi cheni do seadera sebanini draw shivi shede tajuna shin cheni pumbola sobe de danbergi ani chöda kansaki draw tajuna shin draw tamje rangshiji dame be ta sheja tatu batan deba ngusum do dembani tendam che tatu bi tendan deba ne chidawa yinla seadera ta jo jinju de sigware Kanda Drogun Dame Tashi said to Nasher. Kanda Drogun Dame Tashi, Draw Gun, Dame, Draw Gun, Ani Draw Tamje, Dame Tashi said, Ani Draw Tamje, Ranshinji, Dame be Ta, Ranshinji to Dame be Ta. Ani Ta, she's a tattoo body, Tundan Demba, Chitawares.
So then the nature of this seeing things as they are is explained also in the second line of verse 13, where it says, whatever that which in which is completely pacified, the extreme of
Kasa drogun dame tajinde mayin bache da di da kasa doru dina kasa dan chejin diwi kasa dan che rangshinji chui anen dame bi ta dame tatu ba se dame be ta anen sheja tatu ba de anen tandan demba re tandan demba de chida ba re
So here, seeing things as they are refers to achieving the end or the final limit, which is the selflessness of all beings, all things. Here it refers to whatever thing which is knowable is completely free of self, is devoid of self. And that kind of limit of things is a characteristic of the Jitawa Kimpe. Is itself the way things are, the way things are.
인상 지다와의 컨데레에서 전남된 바 저와 대샤르와 인상 대치신 웃음도 떠와라 지다와를 바차고 전남된 바 다시 시원하신 저는 웃음도 떠와들라 아니 지다와를 봐.
Therefore, understanding that directly through direct perception is the knowledge which sees things as they are, seeing ultimate truth.
오야 인상 강사 그 다음에 당 실지 다음에 세대가 다시 타스야 돼 양답에 타라고 거래. 강사다 실지 다음에 그 양답에 타 세자 치다와 또봐 땜바나스. 달루디라 강사단 다음에 그 아니 가서래 강사단 실지 다음에 비 양답에 타 양답에 타스는데 동반이라고 거래. 자 동반이 양다 타 참마 매바 멤버 매바 아니 주인이 진짜 간가 집발에 남자 그래서
So in this system then the limit of reality is explained as being the whatever the ultimate truth, the emptiness of all objects, all things that exist. All of those are selfless. And so this is explained in terms of various synonyms. The limit of reality,
양다비타, 동반이,
emptiness, signlessness, lack of the wishless, and nature. All of those are basically synonymous.
강사당 최제 다음에 비양다 비타 치다와 또바 땡디가라 양다 비타 강사기 때문에 치다와 또바 땡바 치다와 또바 땡바가라 강사기 때문에 치다와 이바 땡바래. 是吧? 강사 다음에 치다와 이바 땡바가 치다와 생각이 거를 쓰고 그래서나 된단 땡바를 쓰고 그래.
So then a person who sees this limit of reality of things sees therefore things as they are, sees them just as they are, and such a 강사 지타와식비 강사디.
강사 그 다음에 치다와 임바 땡디자바 강사 그 다음에 된단 바 임바 땡.
So then, therefore, the selflessness of the person, which is explained as being is a portion of this things as they are.
인상 대송도와 인상 강사 그 다음에 조바 또디자바 또와디 아니 강사 그 띵기 강사 땜바 매바 강사랑신 매바.
Therefore, when you understand the selflessness of the person, you're taking then that that the person there is the base upon which one is understanding the selflessness of that.
강사 그 다음에 조바도 와디 강사 땜바 매바 조바도 와 인장 네 갑들이 아니 공부를 기셔봐. 로변 다와 차베 자와 나신 자리가라 네 갑지 가사게 다음에데 tum다 오마 란주바 mendra다 mendra와 아니 탄주에 되게 가사게 다음에 참어데.
So this line then shows that because in order to in order to understand the selflessness of the person, you have to understand the unreality of the person, which is the base for that selflessness of the person. And in order to understand that, then, or the fact that this text is teaching this kind of understanding of selflessness establishes that it's a teaching following the master Nagarjuna, and therefore is presenting a view which is uncommon to that of the Swatantrika, the autonomous Madhyamika school, and downwards. This is the second line, verse 13. It's the one where it says Ganda Rokun Dame Ta. And the limit there is the limit of reality. So it's, and in the English would be something like the one who, and then you have to supply, understands or sees the limit of reality, which is the selflessness of all beings.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The teaching law is the castle. In them, Chibotela Castle, Dame Niwote, that and then the Bandan Dawacha, the Luduk Shiba Ying, Sundukala, Casa Temba Mebati, Luduk Dan Dawatrabi, Sheba La, Chuji Dame Tramoda, Casa Dame Tramo Singende, Donshi Guananche. The Dame didn't draw Nam to Chedan Casa, Nami Sungs. Nam Kuala number Troy Chidu, and a Kasaka Dame the Chi Damini Sumbares. Kasa Dame the Chi Damini with the country race and that Kasa Cheshi thing to Kantomba Nidela Pagasha Kapa Tomba Nidela, Charaka Meba. Chijimbala, Cheshi Neji, Cheshi Kasaki Tindu, Demba Mebatela, Kasaki Dametame Chamuda, Cheshi Pumbola Soyu, Cheji Tindu, Demba Mebatela, Cheji Dame, Jenny, Da Dongshi Kase Dongshi Konechi Kari, Chara Meba, Chaba Kariji Resana, Dongshi Nechi, Cheshi Nechi.
So then, this is explaining then selflessness in a way which accords with that of the Arya Nagarjuna and the splendid Chandrakirti, in which one has to understand, or understanding the selflessness of the person necessarily entails understanding the selflessness of phenomena. So in this system then, the way emptiness is differentiated is not in terms of emptiness itself. The emptiness, the property of emptiness is not different at all. It's the same emptiness with respect to all phenomena. But what's the way the selflessness of the person and the selflessness of phenomena is differentiated is from the point of view of the basis of the emptiness. That is, whether it's a person is the base of the emptiness or some other phenomenon is a base of the emptiness. That's the way in which the two kinds of selflessness are distinguished, but not the selflessness or emptiness itself is the same.
Oh yeah, that Trupta woman, Rangiba Manjaki Lula, and the Kasaka Dame Tamoda, Chi Dame Tamoda said, Kandichi Guares and Cheshiginaji Mechepa, Gacha Guanashaki. Gacha Kares and Gacha Ranja to be Zay to Truba, Quanila Tarayo, Gacha Ranja to be Zay to Truba, Rowan, Nkapatela. Gabi and Tomba Dame Tamodela, Kasak Dame Tamo, Skajaranja to its age to a garbage and a Kasak Dame Tamos. That any Kasure, Gacha Cheta garbage and a Korangi to the manja church Damo Tamo Dungangi, Cheta to the garbage and a church Dame Sakwari. Dindru, Dindru. Rara Gudeva Dindru Jiarwa. So you did in Rukato Amade. Tagiwilula. Tanju Kundumanda 차라 종견대 수레서나 가지고는 종견대 란주파면체 최다 최다마 캘베 란주바다 선자만이 다다르 전도니요 말이 최다 캘링 말봐 지다면
So then, if we think of it if we think of how selflessness of persons and selflessness of phenomena are differentiated in the other schools of Buddhist philosophy, such as within the Swatantrika school, the autonomous middle way school, or the Yogacara mind-only school, those two schools say that selflessness of persons and selflessness of phenomena is actually distinguished not solely in terms of the base of the selflessness, but of the property of being selfless itself is different. What they would say then is that the selflessness of the person is the person not existing as a self-sufficient substance. So that quality or property being absent from a person is that kind of selflessness, And then for them, they would say that selflessness of phenomena refers to phenomena not being established as real. Here, being established as real is defined in their own terms, which are different from that of the Prasangika way of defining this. So they distinguish the selflessness as not solely from the point of view of the base of the selflessness, but in terms of the type of quality or type of property which is negated on that base.
我提议上，嘎家给管的下来些，是吧？但路地了，你嘎起管的马些吧，你去你看谁东西管的下巴印章，切西管的下巴印章，你看啥给电把没把我什么都到啊？的看啥电我什么到啊？天，天天电把我什么都到啊？的是管的，是吧
？So then, therefore, in our system that we're just explaining here, we're not differentiating selflessness, the negation of that which is to be negated, from the point of view of the base of that negation, the things which are devoid of self, the person and phenomena. We're saying that negation of that type of self is the same whether you're talking about persons or phenomena. So that's the system that's being expressed here.
对我了，就你跟俺的，咱的就你是想过了，对我了，希望是的，你们都能设计出这个，对么呢？希望这个，俺单独希望，从来没把那希望，是吧？从来没把虽然希望，俺我年纪，俺你看啥到去。让心机没住啊，啥的，他们那让心机没住啊，没人吧？怕搞不进的让心机住没住啊，这里人吧没人吧？我呢，俺让心机住没住啊人吧，是吧？是过的，他们没把那让心机处于安倍，让心机安倍人吧，安倍出去，俺他们没把那让心机没把我什么都到啊，
So then, we're talking about the two causes then of this seeing things as they are, and the second one is down at the fourth line of verse 15, where it says that the mental afflictions are extinguished from the beginning, primordially. What this is referring to then is that things are devoid of essence, are not established as real from primordially. There's no beginning to this lack of essence or lack of being established as real. It's not the case that at some point in the past or at the beginning that things were not real and then later they became real and then afterwards ceased to be real again. Rather, it's that from beginningless time, these things are devoid of being established as that way, as having an essence or being real.
주니오 데 간데레에서 된다 저 광도 때 다가라래 심지 랑신 여사와 통화 직체 아니 뒤니위 니모를 보고 대다 아니 때문에 랑신시 세진 가봐 니모를 보고 대다 니와다 자외 니모보다 니위 니모보다 대다 통마 매반에 아래 랑신지 주에 가봐대 랑신지 마주바 통화
주니바
티니위주 니모바스나 자와당 요아르와 니모라 자외 니모보다 니위 니모바 니요아르와
이네 랑신
통마 매반에 랑신지 가봐대 랑신지 마주바
라 심디 랑신 의사와
심지 랑신 여사와 통화 직체 직체 아니 자와 니모당 니모바 태다 통마 매반에 랑신지 가봐대 랑신지 마주바 통화
So then, back to the first line of verse 13, it says there that this mind, that mind is naturally luminous, naturally clear light, and then and then it says also in it by seeing that the mental afflictions are devoid of essence, are without essence. So. This second part of this refers to the seeing that the mental afflictions are devoid of essence primordially, without any beginning. So then,
심지 랑신라 치멜레바 마쇼와사나 셈텐 담바 니몽 레바 마쇼와 셈라 니몽 레바 슈와레데 셈라 텐 담바 니몽 레바 마쇼바
심다 든 담파
셈라 니몽 레바 슈와레 나란 주지 스와 차당 모습 장란 규레 차당 모습 그 샤왕도 송화 인장 니몽 레바 요와레 스와 다른 나란 주지 셈데다 차당 모습 그 레바 예데 아니 가소래 된담바 차당 모습 셈데 레바 말에
So then, with regard to the first property there, that where it says that mind is naturally luminous or clear light, that's referring to the seeing that the mind is naturally clear light or naturally luminous. That's referring to its seeing that the mind is ultimately not affected or affected by the stains. Now, it is the case that the mind is affected by stains, but that's not. It's not ultimately affected by stains. We have within us desire, hatred, and so forth, but those stains are not ultimately sort of embedded within the nature of the mind.
아니 셈텐 다바 춥디 아니 니몬 대라 아니 가서 셈 니몬 그 랑신도 손대 잠바 셈 니몬 당 셈라 아니 니몬다 타바 쳐바기 아니 가서 주진 니몬 세월 쳐바기 주진 그 쳐바 주바 매바
So if on the other hand, the stains of the desire, hatred, and so forth were ultimately or absolutely embedded, affecting the mind, then those stains would not arise due to causes and conditions, and
전담바 주발라 규jenji 전담바 투나 규jenji 제스 매바
So if they were ultimately established within the mind and being affecting the mind, then they wouldn't be able to be produced through causes and conditions.
강사당 풍부 랑신지 주와 진비 를明白티 진단당 통바 셈지 띵는 매비 튼데스 봐 다다가래 간사당 풍보 랑신지 주와 진비 의 진단대 간사다 풍보 랑신지 주와들 라 랑신지 주와 셈지 랑신지 주와데 셈되는 매아레스 셈기 띵나 매아마 랑신지 주와데 셈기 띵나 요나 셈 랑신지 주고래 셈 랑신지 주나 아니 규전지 제수 매고래 규전지 제수 매나 아니 콜라 때네 라무 공부할 때네 방자 봉화당 아니 가서래 람 콘도 폐와라 쳤어와게 차집니다 봐.
So then if the self 건다 심기 랑신도 줍나?
간사다 풍부 랑신지 주와 준비 태양에서 심지 랑신세라 팀엘레나 是吧？来把人家看的人是呢，前面来把马来呢，看是你们比马来把的上去越少越听的吃是吧？但你们来呢看的就过来是呢，听他们你们进来呢，看啥的碰不上去就出啊准备，啊你看说的，你明白是那真正的是吧？明白这个正当看的人是看的真过的，真当的了，上去出啊真过是吧？ 오랑시지 주와 준비 진단단 튠바데 아니 셈디나 요암 랑시지 주와데 셈디 띵나 메비 töre.
So what's being explained here is that the darkness which obscures the mind, that ignorance which grasps at things as being inherently existent, intrinsically, essentially existent, which holds self, person, and phenomena as being inherently existent. If that was of the real actual nature of the mind, if it was intrinsic to the nature of the mind, then there would be no way for it to be removable. You couldn't employ some kind of method, antidote, which would be able to counteract that kind of that sort of the way that that obscured or deluded mind grasps at things as existing in that way.
가서 셈되는 맵이 töres. 예전 가사다 최지 당진지 로이 진당 tum바데 셈지 띵나 유나 아니 셈라신지 주고래. 셈라신지 주나 아니 그마 장도 미루고래. 다준하시잖니.
So if the way when our mind is in this obscured state of ignorance, the way that it grasps at things is as if they were intrinsically existent or established by their own essence. If that way that mind grasps at things was corresponded to the way that things actually are, then that way of that grasping would be intrinsic to the mind. And the mind could not be purified of the defilements. It would be the actual nature of the mind itself to be that way.
다 니모 된다마 마주바데 저와 가사다 취지 다도 zem바게 니모 아니 된다마 마주바 된다마 대마 취지 동와데
So the fact that the mental afflictions are not established by their own intrinsic existence, are not established as an essence, that establishes itself that they can be removed, that they can be extinguished or eliminated, that it establishes that they are adventitious and therefore can be removable from the mind.
아니 말야바 섬지야시 여사와 즉체 니몬탄다바 마주바 아니 데 치마루부와 임바데 다르바 테니나 데나 두고아레 자
당부的心地让心
사와 샘튼 담바 와 니몽 튼 담바 니몽 말야바.
So the fact that the mind is not ultimately of the nature of does not ultimately have that nature of the mental afflictions establishes that it's naturally luminous and clear light. That's one factor, cause for achieving this kind of vision. And then the other fact that the mental afflictions themselves are not established as being intrinsically existent and existing by way of essence. That fact establishes then that they are adventitious and removable.
인상 샘디 전담바 니몽게 말야바 인상 아니 샘지 주마단 제장 아니 가서 주마단 자롱이 바당 저 샘지랑 시여사와지 주마단 제장 전담바 주마단 마제바 인상 아니 주마단 자롱이 바체.
So the fact that the mind has this quality as its nature to be suitable to be separated from the stains, that is that ultimately it can be that the stains can be are removable, that the stains are not ultimately of the nature of the mind, that suitability of the mind to be purified of the defilements is that natural clear light nature of the mind, the natural luminosity of the mind.
대신도 가서 니모 전담바 마주바데 아니 마주바 이제 처마 루부와 인장 전담바 마주바 인장 아니 처마 대다 루부와 심지랑 신라 마슈이 처마 루부와 인 루부와 인장 년보단 차나 아니 방도루마 가도루마.
Similarly, the mental afflictions themselves are, because they're not ultimately established or fixed, established as the nature of the mind, they are therefore adventitious, they are suitable to be removed from the mind, they have that quality of being removable from the mind, and so that adventitious nature means, therefore, that they can, when they come into contact with an antidote, they can be eliminated. They have the property of being removable from the mind.
Oh yeah, oh did that setting so on. Oh that Kasada Chela Dame by Babebe Dame Ba. 세자 치다 위턴도 다 탄주루라 가사다 쳐라 담에 봐 세자 치다 위턴도 디르무스 때나 비라메가서 오스 땜바레스 날 바제 저번인지를 가서 군전 전환박에 뒤제 땜바메 봐 체동당 라와 뒤제 땜바메 봐 체동당 아니 평동선에 편비 동바당 니제위 동바시 매비내수 체네 어디제 덴바 매버들라더니 체동레스 아니 편비 동바레스 니제위 동바레 마데 아니 가서래 탐제 동하지 마레스 엄마댐 체동시 매비내수 체네 딜댐바기 아니 가르서 오래 동바텔라 텔레셴바 남구 최동지 동바스 남바군 초단댐바기 동바스 남바군 세데 탑지 남바군 단댐바기 동바스 거래 제가 된주지 오 더바니 동바데 남구 최동지 동바데 아니 댐바 주요 오 더바데 아니 뒤나마 자리지 공바래 치료도 주비 로다 침보레스 라 로다 침보 예배 치미 타와신도 장ron도 도와라 쳐오세 하고서 안디 저거서 대저거서 야야
Any
담보대라 니템바기 땡땡땡 가다에 가르래서 가사다 쳐라 담에 봐 세자 치다 유텐도
So then, therefore, according to our system, then we teach that this way of explaining the way things are, things as they are, which is the selflessness of persons and selflessness of phenomena, that is directly expressed in this Uttaratantra teaching, this treatise of the Uttaratantra.
Yes, sir. Oh, and there was a tennis. That did them only the Dujet Demba Meba Demba de Chaton race. So I Demba Mena Melgo Grace and got it, Pambu Tomba race. And Nizu Tomba Tony Nizu or Chatamjala Taba Mayin Park in Nizu Tomba Shere, Seni, and maybe Ness Chene.
Do check it, do check it Tomba.
Kade? Chaton says that I look at Tomba Meba said you are. Do you get Demba men and Melgo Grace and got it? Korank, the Rochabaton. Do you get Demba Mena, Ranjiba Menja, Ranjiba the Didiki, Demba Mena, Melgo Grace got Wakas, Ranjiba Marit, and Ranchi to a Mena. Ranjiba Ranching to a Mena, Melgo Gudilagua.
Mena?
Ranjiba says, so Chaton don't get it. Do you get Demba Mena, Melgo is a Demba Tuna? You're not Demba Tukure, you're not Ranchi to Kukure, Sunga Yorwa. Ranjiba Karelaguro. Ranjibagi, you're not Ranchi to Kukure. Ranchi Mena, Tawan and Melgo, Sigua. Okoswati. Oh, Yizang. Duje Demba Mebate, Duje Demba Mena, Duje Denemel Grace. Inter Duje Demba Meva Tawa de Chaton race.
Duce so the
Duje Guja Mobile Sigrawaya. Duce Guja, you do Chabana, Duje Sigrawa. That de Demba Mebate, Demba Mebadana, Duje Demba Mena, Duje Melgo Grace.
So then, according to one of the opponents, so according to one of the opponents, then probably the omniscient Dobova, this kind of way of explaining emptiness is a sort of nihilistic emptiness, which is basically just explaining that, which would entail that compounded things are completely non-existent.
아니 뱀동다 니즈위 동바시
Then he would say also that this way of explaining emptiness is a kind of emptiness of or being empty of materiality, or also being empty, a kind of limited kind of emptiness, which is only applicable to certain kinds of things.
아니 니즈위 동바시 니즈위 동바시나 동바데 세자 탐자를 잡아 많이 봐. 세자 가시를 잡아 가시를 맞아.
So he says he would, or this kind of position would then say that the kind of emptiness that we're expressing here is only a very limited kind of emptiness, which doesn't apply to all objects of knowledge, all things.
엄매비나서 전에 다 코랑기 가르도고 와를 딜담바디 텔레셴바 덴바메베 돈이 데바 텔레셴바 남구 초단지 동바시 동바 덴루도 아니 덴루지 오로 덴바 데바니시 동바 덴루지 오로 덴바 데바니 아니 줄라마 짜제지 공바레 치료도 지고 다 첨버레.
So then this kind of view explains a type of emptiness which is other than that, which is other than the kind of emptiness that is being explained, that we're explaining here. And this position then holds that that emptiness is emptiness which is endowed with the best of all aspects.
남구 초된치 남구 초된데 돈이
and that it's a kind of emptiness which is established as being real, this kind of view, the Dawadila Karis.
남구 초된치 돈이 초된데 남구 초된스나 가래서나 탑긴 넘버 남 탑긴 넘버 가서 꾸인단 댐바기 있어 그래 남구 초된지
where we mention the emptiness which is endowed with the best of all aspects. The best of all aspects here refers to all of the method side of the path, method aspects.
인자 남구 초된 그 돈이 세기 된 오도 세기에서는 된다도 탑긴 넘버 꾸인단 댐비 그러와 동바 탑단 자위 돈이 되게 셔럽기 너무 뻥터고요 말에 라 셔럽단 자기 탑기양 안에 가르라서나 찬주를 듣고 말에 인다 탑시 송주 거와 인다 탑긴 넘버 꾸인단 댐바겸 댐밤 탑긴 넘버 꾸인단 꾸인지 심비게 안에 사모 동반이 무슨 도비 이시 돈이 돼 남구 초된지 돈이 무슨 도비 이시 있을 거래.
So then down below we will actually explain this emptiness which is endowed with the best of all aspects, which is here will be explained subsequently as emptiness which is conjoined with all of the elements of the path, the method side of the path, so that kind of emptiness is able to eliminate the mental afflictions.
오야 다디
신동디 치료 그사
귤라마 짠디 그 공부래 아니 치료도 좋아래 공부 짠디 공부 말해 인단 다디 침이 타와신도 더야 돼 다와 남다 말했어 거래 치마스마
So therefore, this kind of view that views emptiness as being real, existing as real, which is other than the type of emptiness which is being taught here, is in truth is actually outside or not within the view which is taught within this Uttaratantra. It's not that view. So therefore, Gyaltsabje, the author of the commentary here, says that one should cast it away like spit.
So
we'll stop there.
Sanje Shindu Midi Boy, Rogun Nanda Shina Jabashu, Guru Rana Mendra Lagane Adaya Mi